In this video, I'm going to share with you one thing that is stopping you from creating success in your life. Not just success in business or your coaching business or your relationships or your finances, your job or whatever. This one thing will help you succeed in any area of your life. Now, without this one thing, you cannot succeed at all. Here, let me close this real quick, because I think that's making a lot of noise. So I'm gonna close that to kind of maybe free up some of that air noise. Without this one thing, you cannot succeed in anything that you do. Simple as that. This one thing is vital in every aspect of anything that you do, period. And there's two parts of it. I'm going to give you a formula for this and, kind of walk through how it all works and walk through the whole formula and, kind of help you guys out. So the one thing that's stopping you from succeeding in your life is faith. And when I say faith, I don't mean in the sense of, being a Christian or being a this or being a that religiously. Although that's definitely one of the most important things that you can do if you want, salvation and stuff like that. In this aspect, I'm not necessarily talking about that when I say faith. When I say faith in the realm of success, what I mean is the formula work times belief. Work times belief equals faith. You can't have one and expect to have faith without the other. You can't work hard and not believe in the work that you're doing and expect success out of it. And vice versa. You can't believe that this thing is going to work and then never actually work and then expect success from it. It just simply doesn't work, right? You have to have both if you're wanting anything to come out of what you're doing. Here's an example. If I stopped the car right now in the parking lot somewhere, and across the parking lot there was an Aston Martin Vanquish, charcoal gray, hardtop, 20-inch chrome wheels, peanut butter interior, 800 horsepower. It can go up to 200 and X amount an hour, X amount, per hour. And the owner of Aston Martin himself comes to me, hands me the keys, and says, "Go, you can have this car, you can do whatever you want with it." At that point, I have no doubt that I have no doubt that I can do what he's saying, right? My imagination and the idea is allowing me to believe what's in front of me because I have the tools, and obviously it's a car, so I can do exactly what he just said. Now, if I go up to the car and I stand on the roof of that car and I scream out as loud as I can with the keys in my hand, have the keys in the air, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go 200 miles an hour in this car, it's gonna be awesome with the top roll down and blah, 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 blah. The thing is that I'm not lying. I could literally do that in the car. And I believe it because, one, he just told me I could do it, but also the car is made to do that, right? However, there's no work. If I don't get off of the car, walk around the car, open the car door, turn the car on, put the car in drive, and drive it to 200 miles an hour, it doesn't work. It just won't, right? I can sit on the car all day and holler and do everything I want, but if I don't do the work required of the thing, I can't truly have faith. And vice versa. You can work all day on something and it never worked because you didn't believe it in the first place. A good example would be YouTube or music or really anything creative. right? There's people who you can kind of just sense that they have this like it about them. Those are the people with faith, the people that believe in what they're working on. If you don't believe in it, it just looks and sounds like, oh, this was just like another little crappy piece of whatever. If you don't believe in what you're doing is going to be the best thing, it shows up. And people can see it, they can feel it, they can touch it, they can smell it, they can taste it. So the first thing you have to do is believe in whatever you're doing to be at the highest possible quality and work on it at the highest possible quantity. And when you do both of those things together, then and only then can you have faith. Which is why in the Bible it talks about how faith without works is dead. Right? Not to get preachy on you, but there's people who say that they're Christians, but then they go to clubs and they go and they sin and they go do the things that literally the Bible says not to do. Their faith or their works is showing that they have faith not in what God said, but in what the world says to do, which is what you'll be judged on, your actions, right? So when you truly are saved and when you truly have faith in Jesus and what Jesus said to do, it'll show by your works. I'm not saying that your works save you. Jesus saved you if you believe that he died on the cross and rose for 3 days, and you know the whole shebang. But once you're saved, your works and the fruit of you will show what you truly have faith in. So if you go get saved, you'll get baptized, and you go to the club the next week, there's probably some weirdness going on there, right? If you're going home and you start, sleeping with this girl and sleeping with that girl and doing this and doing that, it's probably because you didn't, you know what I'm saying? Let your fruit and your works show what you believe in. Again, going back to success, you have to do the same thing here. If I told you guys that I want to be the best skateboarder in the world, not saying that it's impossible. It may not be possible to be the best in the world ever. However, I could definitely go pro as a skateboarder if I believed in it and I put the work in, right? But now, how crazy would it be if I told you guys that, and then every week I came on YouTube and I was like, guys, I'm going to be the best skateboarder you've ever seen. And then each week I'm not even riding skateboards. I'm not even going to the skate park. I'm going to play basketball or like doing something else. It's common sense on why I wouldn't be the best ever. And you have no doubt about it either. You're probably watching this video like, yeah, well, duh, of course. But then you go about your own life and you do exactly what I'm saying. How many times have you started a business and said that you're going to do X, Y, and Z with it, and you believed it, but then you never actually did the work? And then you're pissed 6 months later when it didn't work. It's like, well, of course it's not going to work. You didn't do anything. You believed it, but you didn't show where your faith lied by putting in the work required. So it's the same thing with your marriage. Some of you guys are like, man, my marriage just sucks. Okay, well, first you got to believe that you can fix it, right? You got to learn and whatever. You got to believe that you can fix the marriage, and then the work side of it is, okay, what books can I read? What audios can I listen to? What pastors can I go to? What therapists or whatever they're called? Who can I go to learn more about my marriage? And then you start applying those things in your marriage, and that's the work portion of fixing your marriage. But if you don't believe that you can fix it, chances are you're not going to go do the stuff that requires you to fix it. And like I said, when you combine the two, then you succeed in that thing. When you hold it, when you do it for a certain period, obviously you got to do it. So you can't just like do it one day. You got to obviously be persistent and do it until the thing comes into fruition. is that? The formula for success in your life, in anything you want to do, in any endeavor, period, is first believe that you can do the thing, and then back that thing with work until it comes into fruition.